Okay, good evening, good afternoon to all of our amazing wellness advocates in Europe. Thank you, firstly, guys, for taking the time to be with us today. And welcome as well to our first doTERRA Social Europe webinar. Really excited to go through some of the exciting features and tips that we'd like to share with you today to hopefully allow you to make the most of the platform if you have signed up already. And if you haven't, also to give you great insight into the features and benefits that the platform can provide. Now, many of you may already be aware of the platform. It's been available globally for some time. However, we have around 3,000 existing wellness advocates that have been using the platform that have been from Europe. And the feedback that we have received is that they really couldn't get the most out of the platform because it didn't contain Europe content. So over the last 12 months, our team have been working really hard to populate the platform, and we are delighted that this week we were able to launch a section that has Europe-specific content for you to allow you to schedule, post ideas, different tips on how to make the most of your social media, personal platforms. And we're really excited, hopefully, for you to see today how you can get more out of the content that we've already provided in the platform for you. And to do this, I'd firstly like to introduce our creative content specialist for Europe, Inej Amaral. Inej will just go through some details with you on the monthly promotion content and things of that nature that we'd like to make available to you to maximize every month. And then after Inej, we will then hand over to the company that helped us realize the Europe content for doTERRA Social, Promo Republic, and Raquel Sims. But firstly, over to you, Inej.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. Thank you so much for being here. We are really excited to launch doTERRA Social in Europe. And I just wanted to tell you a bit why we are doing this and the content that we have prepared and are gonna keep preparing every month for you. So in the platform, you're gonna find hundreds, thousands of assets, of pictures, of imagery with our products, PNG images without backgrounds that will really allow you to create your own posts, create your own content, and just have all in one place. So you save time. You also have a lot of ideas. So we have folders that highlight products, that have recipes, DIYs, and just materials that you can use to share how great our essential oil are. Raquel is also going to talk to you about how you can use these tools and edit them and just really make them your own. And every month we are going to prepare a 30-month content calendar, which is seasonal, which is directed to the promotions that we have every month. So in October, as you probably know by now, the product of the month is rosemary. We have an amazing enrollment promotion. So you will have assets there that are ready actually to go live for you to post related to the promotions. Whenever there's BOGOs coming or seasonal items, you will have the assets there. So it's really one-stop place for you to create content for your social media. And because we know we have people from all over Europe, the content you'll find a lot of editable templates. And these templates will allow you to input your own language, your translations, and adapt them to your own markets. So very quickly, this is an overview of what we are doing. And now I will pass on to Raquel, who is going to explain more about the platform. And we've been working with her for many months to make this happen. So thank you so much, Raquel. And over to you. And thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Alex and Ines. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today. As Alex and Ines mentioned, we've been working together very closely to get to this point of launching finally to the European market. So today, we're going to walk through a few important pieces of why social media is important in your day-to-day, what that looks like in the landscape of the European social media landscape, how to sell on social media, and more importantly, the ins and outs of doTERRA Social, how to change the languages, how to make sure it's working for you and your European market. So we'll dive into all of that. Before I dive in, I did want to direct anyone who has questions or comments to the question and answer box. We have our support team on standby, so they're ready to answer any and all of your questions. And as you probably know, this is also being translated live. So this is a really exciting webinar. I'm going to do my best to speak slowly because I do speak quite quickly, but I'm very excited. So with that, let's dive in. So speaking of social media, which is essentially why we're here in the first place, it's really important to understand what this means to your business as a wellness advocate, as in any scope of business. Social media is now more important than it ever was, given the events that we went through last year. As it highlights here, over 4.48 billion people are using social media, and that's over half of the global population. So that means if you're not on social media in some capacity, others are, and you're leaving your potential market on the table. So on the right-hand side of the screen, it highlights a few key stats of what the social media landscape is now. 67% of internet users are likely to buy from brands that they follow on social. And that's because you're learning about the products, you're seeing it in your feed, and you're engaging with it constantly. So it's really important that not only are big brands and companies following this social media methodology, but also you as an independent distributor, because this is your personal brand. This is why people are choosing to follow you and your journey with doTERRA. So it's always really interesting to highlight a few of these statistics. But looking towards Europe, this shows what the top social networks are all across Europe and the main channels for each and every country. And we did highlight the top 5 countries with social media usage. And what's really interesting is that social media in general has a really high saturation rate in Europe. You can see that across every single country here and the major countries within the European market as well, like the UK, like Germany. Facebook and Instagram are the top 2. So this is where your largest pool of audience is. So that's why it's really important to think of how am I going to keep relevant by posting consistently on social media, and why I'm doing that in the first place. So we take a look at what personal branding is, because this has really emerged as the perfect way to establish credibility and authority and your voice on a digital landscape. Now more than ever, people are realizing that branding is no longer restricted to, let's say, the influencers, the celebrities, and even businesses. This has really shifted to the personal level on social media. Every individual has a voice and a story which they are sharing. And whether they're associated with a business or not, you can really work towards developing a really strong personal brand and image to keep people engaged. And that keeps them coming back to your social media feed time and time again. But what a lot of people don't understand is that personal branding is not only about creating and following marketing strategies, but it's really more about knowing who you are, what you're doing, and what your audience is following you for, which ultimately leads them to trusting you and buying. So people are making the purchasing decision overall online, especially given, again, the past year that we faced. The digitization that happened in March of 2020 was rapid, and every single industry changed overnight. People are not, going to buy some kind of bundle of features that may or may not improve their life. What they're really after is the value and what they're going to get from it and what that adds to their life. So it's that reason why they follow you. And that's really how social media, as you can see by this funnel, enhances that overall landscape, because your social media presence, just by posting regularly, makes them aware. You're sharing really important educational pieces like the really interesting facts about the oils, your favorite recipes. People are liking it, and the more they see it and understand your story and what you love about it, that's what's going to lead them through the funnel. So this is really important to think of what the goal of social media is and your personal brand. And you can see this numerous benefits, not only again for the big brands, but for independent representatives as well. The more active you are, the more successful you will be overall. And you can see this with an increase in sales opportunities and a really great portfolio that you can build directly from here. So it's really important, as you can see, I've highlighted time and time again, to be active on social and to have your voice out there. But some of you may wonder, maybe you're new to social or maybe you're a pro, but sometimes it can be quite manual. And as Alex and Ines highlighted, you may not know where to get really great content or how to spend 20 minutes instead of 2 hours on social. So this is really where doTERRA Social comes into place, because all of your daily tasks and checklists that you can do are now, bundled into maybe the front end of the week. You're spending one day and a couple hours of that day dedicated to social, as opposed to checking every single day, because doTERRA Social is here to really help grow the business through an untapped resource of content that's constantly refreshed month over month. You have a built-in scheduling feature. So we have some diamond wellness advocates that are scheduling 6 months in advance evergreen content, and then they add in that monthly promotions or the BOGOs or whatever events that are coming up into the platform. Then analytics. This is perhaps an underutilized portion of social media marketing, because you're now able to see the results of social. Are your posts performing well? Are they not? And even the layman's breakdown of what this is. So this is a really great way for you to see that. And we now also made this on the go. So you have the mobile app. So again, it's the content in one place, as you can see. Then we have really incredible usage of the platform. In fact, earlier this summer, we broke this amazing milestone of 1.5 million posts published on the platform, which is a huge number. And since then, we've smashed that out of the park. So you can see wellness advocates are using this in mass to make their lives so much easier through the content scheduling, the analytics, and so on. So with that said, now I'm going to dive into the platform itself. So this is where things get really exciting. So we can walk through this together. I'm going to start off with the sign up process and what that looks like. And then you'll be able to dive into the platform yourselves. Feel free to follow along. You can see what this looks like here. So where does doTERRA Social live? This is social.doterra.com. You can access this directly by entering the domain. We're also on trainings.doterra.com as well. And on our landing page, all of that information, which we will share in the chat box afterwards. And I have a slide towards the end as well, which highlights this. So the first thing you'll notice is this lovely purple button here, which enables you to log into the platform. Now, the way that this is done is through your doTERRA Social login. You enter your doTERRA ID and password, and then you're in, and your account is automatically created for you, and your trial is set up. So that is really easy as 1, 2, 3, just simply logging in with your existing doTERRA ID. And all wellness advocates that are new to the platform get a free 2-week trial, so you can test it out and see what it is all about before you make any decisions that are right for you. The next step is to connect your social media profiles to the platform themselves. So you can see we support the top 6 social platforms here. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, personal and business, and I'll highlight the difference in a moment, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Google My Business. Now, it's important that if you want to publish to Facebook, We currently support Facebook groups and Facebook business pages only, and that is because of Facebook's own restrictions. As for Instagram, you'll see there are two options here. We recommend for everyone setting up an Instagram business page as early in your doTERRA journey as possible, because not only do you get enhanced features like direct posting, first comment, and I'll highlight all of those features in a moment, but you also get enhanced analytics directly through the Facebook Instagram API. So you get a lot more when you have an Instagram business
Când
page.
aveți Instagram
If
Business,
you
sunt
are
mult mai
connecting
multe
your Instagram
avantaje.
personal page,
Dacă vă
you
conectați pe
must approve
Instagramul
all content with
personal,
an extra
trebuie
step in
să
our doTERRA
aprobați
social
toate
mobile app,
postările
which I will highlight
din
in a
aplicația
moment
de
for
mobil
you.
doTERRA Social,
The
pe
rest
care
of
o
the
să vă
social
arăt
media
imediat.
profiles are
Celelalte
pretty easy to log in.
sunt
Again, you
foarte
just need
ușor
your
de
username and
logat și
password,
de conectat.
and
Aveți
that's
nevoie
it.
doar
And it's
de cod
important
și
that you
parolă.
must be logged into the browser as you're logging in, because that's how the
Trebuie să fiți
connectivity
în
is
același
made.
timp conectat pe
And
browser
again,
și
this is the
pe
first step.
platforma
I'm
de
currently
social media și
operating
pe
out of
doTERRA
a demo
Social.
environment
O să
for
vă arăt o
today.
variantă
So
demo
everything that I'm doing is in my
și
own
tot
little
ce
area.
fac
And
e
you'll
zona
see
mea.
some social media platforms here
Și
are
vedeți
maybe
aici
relevant to you, maybe
câteva
not, like Google My
platforme
Business.
care
If you don't
poate
have a brick
pot
and
sau
mortar
nu să
location,
fie
maybe not be the most
relevante
relevant.
pentru
So
voi.
you have the purview to pick and choose what is right for
Puteți să vă
you.
alegeți
So
ce vi se
I
pare
have
mai
some test
oportun.
pages connected. I
Am mai
have
multe
an
pagini de test
Instagram business account, a
legate,
Facebook
Instagram
business account, and
Business,
two
pagină de Facebook
Pinterest boards connected.
și
So now let's
Pinterest.
walk through the calendar before we get
Haideți să
into
vedem, să
really
trecem
juicy
prin
stuff
calendar.
today, which is the
Să vedem
content
ce
and all of the hard work that Ines
conținut
and Alex
are.
and the entire Europe team have been doing.
Ce am muncit
So
noi
within
din
the
greu.
calendar right now, you see that it is blank. You
Vedeți că
have
aici
the
e
days of the
gol.
week. You can
Aveți zilele
click on upcoming
săptămânii,
events, which
puteți să vă
highlights
stabiliți
national
evenimentele care vin,
registered days, important days in
de exemplu,
history,
zile
pop culture,
importante
sports
din
history,
istorie
all
sau
here.
pentru sport,
And this is
toate
just to
sunt
be a launching point, to be a
publicate
source
și
of
asta e doar un
inspiration
punct
for
de
you
plecare și
as
punct de
you're
inspirație.
creating content.
Pe
So you
măsură
can
ce
see, okay,
creați
today
content,
is
conținut.
National Inner Beauty Day, and we can talk about what inner beauty means and relate that
Astăzi
back
este
to
ziua frumuseții
my journey
interioare
or my
și
personal brand
da,
story.
vedeți
So
cum
this
puteți
is
lega asta de
really
povestea voastră.
great here. Then we
Pixotul
also
e
have
aici.
time slots. So
Apoi
time
avem
slots are your friend, especially if you're
calupuri
starting
de
out
timp,
your journey,
programări,
because this is
sunt
a
prietenii
little bit
voștri.
of AI, artificial intelligence,
E ca un
which
fel de
highlights the best
inteligență
time to post
artificială care vă
based on
arată
your time
care
zone, as well as follower
ora ideală
activity
la
on the
care să
specific
postați
social
în funcție
platform
de
that
cei
you are
care vă
posting to.
urmăresc și de
And if you
platforma
want
pe
them
care
off,
mergeți.
you can just toggle them off here.
Puteți să și
Now my time
dezactivați
slots
asta.
are on, so I can choose
Dar dacă e
what to post
on,
and when. And you
pot
can
să
also
aleg
rename
ce
these
și
by
când să
turning off
postez.
what we
Și
call
pot să și
autopilot
renumesc
and edit your content plan. And it's
și
really
să vă
helpful if
editați
you want to have
propriul
set categories
plan
for
de
days of the
conținut.
week, almost as a
Aveți și
reminder to
categorii
you,
pe
which
zile,
highlights
da, doar ca să vă
the
reamintească, să evidențieze
recipe on one day,
că, de exemplu,
a fun
aveți
fact on
rețete într-o
another, a
anumită zi,
personal photo on
fapte
another day.
interesante
So
într-o
you can set up
altă
all of those
zi, povestea
reminders here.
personală, promoții și așa mai
Then you can
departe.
also toggle between week and monthly view,
Puteți
so you can
să
see what
treceți
that
de
looks
la
like. And
vederea
again, you can
săptămânii
publish
la
as
cea
far into the
lunară
future as you
și
want.
puteți
We
să
have some really great
mergeți în
webinars on our
avans cât
landing
de
page
mult
in
doriți.
English at this time, which highlight the
Astăzi
past
avem doar în
usage of
engleză.
scheduling 6 months in advance, as
Vedem
I said.
și că
So
putem
that's
face pe
great. And then
6
if you're
luni.
ever in the front and you want to come back to the specific day and time,
Puteți să
that
vă
is here.
întoarceți la ziua de
So
azi.
as we can see, my
Așa cum
platform
vedeți,
is
pe
in English
platforma
right
mea
now,
este
and
în
we know
engleză
that the doTERRA
și știm
social
că doTERRA Social
European market
pe
is
piața europeană
vast and has several different languages
are
as well.
mult mai
So
multe
what we
limbi
can do
și
is
ceea ce
to
putem
change that.
face este să
Importantly is to
schimbăm
go to
asta.
our settings,
Mergem în
and
setări
right here in the
și în
top
dreapta
side, you can see
sus
all of the languages that we
vedem
support.
limbile
So we
disponibile
have
momentan.
German,
Avem
English,
germană,
Spanish,
engleză,
French,
spaniolă,
Italian,
franceză,
Russian, and
italiană, rusă
Ukrainian at
și
this time.
ucraineană.
So
În
if
acest
I
moment.
wanted to
Deci dacă
have my
vreau
platform
să
in
am
Spanish,
platforma în
simply just
spaniolă,
click that,
doar dau
and now we
click
can
în
go
setări
back into
și
the
când
platform, and
merg
you'll see that
înapoi,
everything
vedem
is
că totul
translated.
s-a schimbat
So
și e
that's an
tradus în
important
spaniolă.
first step to
E un pas
change
important
your language here
atunci
to make
când
sure that it's the
îți
best user
selectezi
experience for you. So that's the first
limba,
step.
da? Ca să fie
So now that
o
we
experiență
have
bună
our
pentru voi.
bearings of the calendar itself, let's
Aici,
dive into
după ce
the
am trecut de
content,
calendar, hai
because
să
that's
trecem la
where the
conținut.
true value is
Aici
behind
e
this. And again,
adevărata
all of the hard
valoare
work from the different
în
markets.
această secțiune
So
pentru
here you
diferite
can
piețe.
see all of the post
Aici
ideas that we
vedeți
have.
toate
And as
ideile
Ina
de
says, there's
postări pe care le
1,000 in
avem.
here. So we divide this into the
Le-am
different
împărțit
markets.
pe
So you have the US
diferite piețe,
and
Statele
Europe,
Unite,
Australia, and Russia as the
Europa,
main markets
Australia,
here.
Rusia,
But
sunt
obviously,
piețele
we're going to focus on
importante.
Europe today.
Astăzi ne
So this
focusăm
is
pe
broken down
Europa
between
și avem
the monthly promotions that we
promoțiile
have, as well
lunare
as English and
și apoi
German
în
content.
engleză,
At this
germană,
time, the
conținut,
monthly posts that we're creating are in
toate
German and
postările
English,
pe
and
care le
based
facem acum
on
sunt în
demands,
principal în
we
engleză
will
și
extend
germană,
to other
dar o
languages.
să
So always, if you
lărgim
have
și
questions,
către alte limbi.
feedback on the platform, feel
Dacă
free to contact
aveți
us
întrebări,
directly,
intrați
and
pe
we'll take
platformă
your
și ne
feedback to heart. And that's
trimiteți
not even
și
just on
întrebări și
languages.
feedback.
That's if you have an
Nu
idea
numai dacă
on, a feature
referitor
maybe you
la
want to see in
limbi,
the
dar
platform. Let us
dacă
know,
doriți
because
să
we
vedeți ceva
really
anume pe
take all of that to
platformă,
heart and into
luăm fiecare feedback
publication. And
și
frankly, that's
ținem
how
cont
we're
de
even
el.
able to launch in the European
În
market.
așa
It's
fel,
because you, the
așa am
wellness
și ajuns
advocates,
să
demanded
publicăm
it.
și în Europa,
So,
pentru că
with
ne-au
that
cerut-o
said, let's
consultanții
walk
de
through the
aici.
different categories of content
Haideți să vedem
here and
diferitele
how to
categorii
utilize them.
și cum să
So
le
if you see,
folosim.
we have monthly
Avem
promotions,
promoțiile
and
lunare,
this is, as Ines highlighted, we have rosemary on display
avem
front and
în
center here, because this is the
rozmarin și
content of the
casia,
month.
e
Then you have the
conținutul
different
pentru luna
languages for the
octombrie în
content. I
diferite
still have some
limbi
Finnish there, and you can see all of that here
și le vedeți pe toate
for
aici.
for you to use. And it's
Gata să
really
le
easy
folosiți
to
și e foarte
use this.
ușor
And I'm going to show you
să
what you do. You
folosiți una
simply
dintre
click
ele.
use,
Dați click
and
pe
now I
ea
have a post, and now I can
și
type
am
my
o
caption
postare
here
și pot să
and
îmi
choose my
trec
social
sus
media
textul meu
channels.
preferat.
So if I
Aleg
just want to
canalul
publish
pe care
this to my
doresc să
Instagram,
public, dacă
that's
doresc pe
not a problem
Instagram,
as well. And
da.
now I can click schedule,
apoi
and this
programez
is going to schedule, let's go for tomorrow.
și îl programez
And
pentru
now
mâine.
we can see this directly
Și
in
vedem
the
că
calendar.
ne apare
So
direct
that's
programat în
literally
calendar.
how easy it is
E
to
atât de
take a
ușor,
piece of
da?
content
Să luați
from
conținut
the library and
din
schedule it.
bibliotecă și
And
să-l
you can do that
programați.
for any and all
Și
content
puteți
that
să
you
faceți
see
asta
within the
pentru
platform.
oricare
So
dintre
that's not even just the
conținuturi.
monthly promotions. But
Nu
why I
avem
came
doar
back to the monthly
promoțiile
promotions is,
lunare,
as Ines said, it's all about
dar e un
customization.
instrument
All about how
important
to make the
pe care îl
content yours, put your
personalizați,
personal stamp
vă
on it, your
faceți
personal brand, whether that's
propriul
your
brand
language, your
în limba
voice, your
voastră, cu
tone,
vocea
your
voastră,
personal
cu
logo,
tonul
all
vostru,
of that's
cu
here.
logo-ul
So what
personal,
you
totul
are seeing
puteți pune
now is
aici.
we're taking a blank
Da?
image
Luăm
of just rosemary
această
because it is a product
imagine
of the
cu
month.
rozmarin,
And now
care e
I'm going to
produsul
change the
lunii,
size to an
și
Instagram post because I want it to be
îi
square.
schimb dimensiunea
And it's
pentru
really
Instagram
as easy as this,
și e
dragging
foarte
the
ușor.
content
Da? Doar
into the
ajustez
center. Now I
să
have
fie
a
în
perfect square
centru
for
și
Instagram.
am o poză
And then
perfectă
you
pentru
can come
Instagram.
to the objects.
Și
So you can
apoi pot
see,
să mă
if
duc,
we
de exemplu,
scroll
pe
down,
obiecte,
we have a
pe
lot
măsură ce merg
of
în jos,
European
avem
stickers
produse
here. Now this
și
is great if
stickere
I
pentru
ever wanted
Europa
to drag anything,
și
drag
pot
and
să
drop
iau
in,
ceva
and
și
it
să
simply
îl
works
pun
like
în
this.
imagine.
And now we're
Da?
building posts that we love.
Și
Additionally, what we
postări
can
pe care
do is add text,
putem
and you
adăuga text,
can type in
putem
anything
să
you want, reposition it,
punem
make
tot ce
it
dorim, să poziționăm în
your
locul
story. So if you
potrivit.
want to highlight, this is the
Dacă
products of
vreți
the month
să
or your favorite oil, or
evidențiem
how you're
că ăsta
utilizing this.
e
Maybe
produsul
we want
lunii
some
sau
more
uleiul
blank space,
preferat,
so we can add something here.
da?
You can also,
Puteți,
make this smaller so there is that
pot să
more blank
faci
space
imaginea
around
mai
here.
mică,
It's all up to
în
you
așa
how
fel
you want
încât
to
să am
edit the
mai mult
content.
spațiu
There's so many
alb.
different
Totul la
possibilities
alegerea
on
voastră,
adding your
sunt
personal
infinite
stamp to this.
posibilități
That it's
să
really great
adăugați
that
nota
they not only
personală.
have completed posts for you to do,
Sunt
but you can build your own as
de
well.
neschimbat. Puteți
So I'm
construi
just going to use
conținut
this
după
for the sake of
preferințe.
my demonstration.
O să folosesc
And
asta
you
pentru
can see this
demonstrația
here.
mea.
Once you click the use, it is ready to
După
go.
ce
So
dați
you're
click
able
pe
to
folosește
schedule this
imaginea,
and
ea va
see
fi
it
gata
directly in
pregătită
your
să o
calendar as
programați
well.
și să o
So
vedeți și
from
pe ea în
here,
calendar.
what we do
De aici,
is,
ce facem?
sorry, my internet just cut out at a very opportune time.
Internetul meu
Here
cade
we
atunci
go.
când este cel mai puțin oportun.
We're back. Now I can schedule this again to
Deci
here
o am aici,
and
merg
choose a
pe
different day
programare
because we
și
know I have
aleg o
post
altă
scheduled
zi,
for
pentru
tomorrow.
că
Let's
știu
go
că am
to
ceva pe
Sunday.
mâine, o să merg
And now it's
pentru
directly in
poi
my
mâine.
calendar.
și
So that's
văd
just some of the
direct în
ways to
calendar.
utilize the
E
calendar.
un
But
mod
let's
simplu
dive
de a folosi
into
calendarul.
the European content once more. So
Mergem
again,
din
you'll
nou pe
have
conținutul
new month
european.
coming in here, or new content every month
În
coming in
fiecare
here
lună apare
based on the
conținut
promotions
nou,
as well.
bazat pe
You'll
promoții.
have blank images to really start
Avem
your post. So that's like
imagini
this
pentru
rosemary
toate
example that we had, where you can go from
uleiurile.
here into the
Putem să
graphics
luăm de
editor
aici și
and
să
create
mergem în
content.
editorul
Then you
grafic
have
și
your
să
personal care
folosim ce
section.
dorim.
Again, this is
Avem
the starting
produsele
point for
pentru
you to
îngrijire, e
utilize
punctul de plecare
and
de unde
create
să
as much
porniți
content as you
și să
want.
creați conținut
Supplements,
cât de mult doriți.
you have
Suplimente,
diffusers,
diffuserele
and you have the different
și
product
gamele,
lines here.
da, doTERRA.
Now this is the exciting part. So templates. This is
Avem
all
și șabloane.
editable. And what we mean
Toate
by that
sunt
is when you
editabile.
come in here,
Când
you can
venim
see I can
aici,
edit the
pot
text
să
here. I
editez
can maybe
textul,
move the image
pot
around.
să
I can
mut
change
imaginea,
what I want about this.
pot
And
să
this is helpful
schimb
maybe if
cum
I'm
vreau
taking this
eu.
content and translating it
De
to
exemplu,
my
atunci când
market.
vreau să
Or
traduc
if I
pentru
want to just
țara
add
mea,
my, maybe I have a
pot să
personal
fac,
logo here.
sau
The
pot să adaug
objects are
doar
here. So
logo-ul
every month
meu
as well, we will be providing
și în fiecare
the
lună vom furniza
the content for you to
conținut
utilize that
pentru
is
voi
always
ca
being
să
filled.
puteți să
And
folosiți.
that's not only just the European market, that's how
Și
we operate
nu
with
avem
all markets that you
doar
see on
pentru
the
piața
platform
europeană,
as
ci
well.
pentru toate piețele.
And as mentioned, we do have
Așa
German
cum am
too.
menționat,
So
avem
you
și
have
în
the
limba
templates
germană,
in German
avem,
here,
da,
and it's that
șabloanele
same
deja
principle. If I
pregătite,
wanted to
aceleași
edit
principii
this,
simple.
I'm
Dacă vreau să
happy to do
editez,
so. If I wanted to
pot să
add
fac,
maybe another step on it, you
pot să
can,
mai adaug
or
ceva,
add your logo if you have a personal logo.
mi-adaug
And
logo-ul
it's
personal,
as easy
numele
as 1, 2, 3. Again,
și
what
din
we're doing,
nou
we're taking
foarte
content in
simplu,
the library, then we're scheduling it into our
programăm
calendars, and that's how we're building out this
și în
robust
felul
calendar
acesta
system.
ne
And especially if we have
construim un
promotions
calendar
coming on
plin
a
de
monthly
postări.
basis, you can do so,
Puteți
fill it up for the month, and you just spend maybe that first of the month to create all of
în
this
data de
post for
întâi,
you
când să vin
based on the
promoțiile,
hard
poți
work that
să
Ines and the
îți
team are doing.
setezi tot calendarul pentru
And
toată luna.
one really great way to utilize
Și un mod
the types
bun
of
de a
content here, not
folosi,
only by searching.
nu
So you can
numai
search, let's say if you
din
wanted
căsuța de
Europe only
căutare,
content, you can
da,
search
să
here
zic
and
caut
it will
pentru
pull
Europa
all of
aici
the
și
European
mi-arată
content.
tot ce am
Or
pentru
what we can do is
Europa.
if we go back into the post ideas, you can also
Dacă
filter.
mergem pe
So
filtre,
we have different types of
avem
content in here. A lot of the
tipuri
examples
diferite
that
de
I highlighted
conținut.
today are
Multe
all
exemple pe
images
care vi le-am
or
arătat sunt
templates. So
imagini
we
sau
mean by that,
șabloane.
if it is editable, we call that a template.
Da,
But
dacă
there's
sunt
also
editabile, le
videos,
numim
there's GIFs, there's
șabloane.
articles.
Da, avem
So if you
video,
want to
avem
post a
GIF-uri.
video, not
Dacă
a
vreți să
problem, post a
postați un
video. You can
video,
upload your
puteți să
own
o faceți.
videos. You
Nu e nicio
can
problemă,
share a
puteți
video
să
directly
și
from here.
încărcați
We
propriul
are video
video și să-l
compatible in terms of publishing. So absolutely
distribuiți
feel
de
free
aici.
to
Totul
share
e
that.
compatibil.
And you can see a lot of these are really great videos all about
Unele sunt deja gata
the
pregătite.
citrus bloom right now. So you can
Da, de
absolutely
exemplu, despre
schedule this
citrus bloom avem.
when you have videos on that are for your market.
Puteți spune când
So
sunt
that
videouri
is
potrivite
all
pentru
about
țara voastră.
the content in the platform. Again, we're
Aici
really
tot ce avem
excited. We
conținut
just
pe
launched this
platformă.
yesterday.
Doar
Have
ce am
all of the
lansat
content in
ieri,
the
tot
platform,
conținutul,
and we're really
și
proud of all of the
suntem
hard work
foarte
that Ines
mândri
and the
și
entire doTERRA
pentru
Europe
toată
marketing team have
munca
done
grea pe care am
to get us to
făcut-o
this point.
ca să ajungem în acest
Hours and
punct.
hours of
Ore
work
și
through
ore
getting
și
the
ore
perfect
de
images
muncă
with the
ca
perfect
să
copy
primiți
in here.
imaginile
And you'll notice
perfecte
that some
aici.
images do
Și
actually come with
vedeți că
copy, like this does. And this is
ca
as a
și
guide. You
imaginea
can use
aceasta,
this, you can change it, you can do your
imaginea o
own.
puteți
All of that
folosi, o
is
puteți
here
schimba,
for you.
totul e
But
pregătit
I know
pentru
it pops
voi.
in and out of the graphics editor a bit. I did want to highlight this in further
Editorul
detail,
grafic,
so you
puteți adăuga
really get
detalii,
some really great insight as to what can be done here.
să
So the
vedeți cât de
first
multe
is
puteți face.
the ability to
Aveți
resize your images.
posibilitatea
You
să
can enter your
redimensionați
own
imaginea,
size if you
puteți
want,
să puneți
or you can enter some of the preset
caracteristicile
sizes
dorite.
as well. So that would change the size of this. Then the next is if you have a picture here, like we
Dacă aveți
do,
o poză
you can
aici,
see there's a
cum
few
avem
features. You
noi,
can change the brightness, you can
putem să
change the
schimbăm
contrast,
luminositatea,
saturation of
contrastul,
colors,
saturația,
here, as well as the transparency.
putem
So this
să-i
is a
facem
pretty standard editor, and then as you
fundalul
get
transparent.
more content here, you also get
Pe măsură ce
layers,
adăugați
so you can
conținut,
adjust the layers of your
puteți să
platform.
Da,
So if we go
jucați cu
to the
toate.
left-hand side, you've seen me
Dacă
pop in and
ne
out of this
uităm
area
în
as
partea
well.
stângă,
You have our
avem
sections here.
o
So the
mulțime de
first is an
secțiuni.
integrated photo stock library. This
Avem o
is
bibliotecă de
conglomerate
imagini.
of 4 different photo stocks and all
Cu
fully licensed for your use.
Toate le
And what we
puteți
mean by that
folosi
is when you're publishing on
la
social, you
liber,
want to make sure that you
fără
have the
drepturi de
rights
autor.
to post on
Pentru
social.
că atunci când
So
postați pe
that way
social
you
media, vreți să
can
fiți siguri că vă este
post
permis
whatever you
asta.
want. So let's say
De
I
aici
want to
puteți
create
folosi tot ce
a
doriți.
rosemary
Să
photo
zicem că vreau
based
să
on the product of the
folosesc
month. Really easy
ceva
to
cu
do so.
rozmarin bazat
Now
pe
we're
promoția
taking
lunii.
this. Now we have rosemary in
Luăm
the background.
această
Now I can
poză.
come into the objects.
Mă
So
duc
again,
la
objects, as
obiecte.
you've seen me lightly use, is the area where you can come in here,
Și aici venim
find
pentru a
the
găsi
what we're looking
uleiurile
for,
care ne
and simply drag
interesează
it into
și
the
doar îl luăm
platform.
de
It's
aici
really
și îl
easy
punem
and
în
really fun to do
imagine.
when you're creating your own posts. So I
Da.
have a picture of
E foarte
rosemary.
ușor
Now I
când
have
vă
rosemary
faceți propriul
oil,
conținut
and you can start to build your curated
și
piece
vă
of content
construiți
just like that,
conținutul
and
ușor
make
cum
it
doriți.
more aesthetic. For the sake of time,
Să
I'm just
zicem,
highlighting
da,
the key
pentru voi îl
features
faceți
here.
mai estetic,
Then
eu
text.
economisesc
So
timp
we
acum.
have
Apoi puneți text,
pretty standard text box. You can edit the
poți să
text. You can
editezi și
choose the
asta,
fonts
poți
that
să-ți
you want to
alegi
do, change
fonturile
the
pe care le
colors.
dorești,
You
poți
can
să
enter
schimbi
custom
culoarea,
colors by
să
entering the
o
color code.
personalizezi,
You can change the size,
poți
the
să
spacing between text,
schimbi
the line height.
dimensiunea,
So it's
spațiul dintre
really quick
rânduri,
and easy to use
foarte
when
ușor și
having the
rapid,
content here.
da, să creezi conținut.
And then a really interesting tab here is
Și mai avem
saved. So this saves all templates that you want. So
aici
let's
avem
say
șabloanele.
I really love what I made here and I want to come back
Place
to
ce
it.
am pregătit
That's not a
aici.
problem at all. They click save and then it saves it
Aici avem
directly
șabloanele
here. And
salvate,
you can
da?
see on my
Propriile
left-hand
noastre
side,
șabloane la
I
care
use
dorim
doTERRA
să revenim, să le
Social to edit
modificăm, să le
the
repropunem.
post for the doTERRA Social Facebook group. So
Să
all of
zicem
that
că
is
vreau
done
să
in the platform as well.
am un
So it's
anumit
really
șablon
easy
pentru
to
grupul meu
save
doTERRA.
something and come
Toate
back
le
to
pot
it
salva acolo
as
și
you
să mă
want
întorc
to do.
ori de câte ori doresc.
And then from here, you
de
have
aici,
you might have heard me reference quite a bit today
poate
the
ați văzut că
personal
m-am
branding, adding
referit
your
la
personal
personal
logo,
branding
whatever
și
that
să-mi
looks
adaug
like.
logo-ul.
So you do have this area here
Aveți
where you can add
posibilitatea
your
să vă
logo. So you can
adăugați
see this is the
logo-urile
Promo
dorite.
Republic logo. Or we
Acesta e
actually have
logo-ul
doTERRA
Promo
Social right here.
Republic.
So you can add this
Puteți pune
to
doTERRA
anything. So let's
Social.
pretend this
Da,
was
să zic că
a
ăsta ar fi
logo. You
logo-ul
can upload this, so
vostru,
you can
îl
always
puteți
easily drag and
încărca
drop
și
into the
să-l
platform.
puneți pe,
So that's a little bit
pe
about
grafică.
the in-depth graphics editor. And
Da,
the way
deci
to do it,
totul
you can
merge în editorul
create your
grafic.
post. You can
Vă
click, as you
creați
saw, edit
postările,
on the
le
post. You
editați,
can go directly into the
puteți să
editor
mergeți direct
itself.
pe editor
And from here as well, in
și
this
de
post
aici,
editor window, you
în
can
fereastra
go
de
back to
editor,
the library if we
de
want
aici
to
vă
add more
puteți
than
întoarce în
one
bibliotecă.
image per post, so to speak.
Dacă,
Or
să
if I want
zicem,
to
vreți
add
să
a video, you
adăugați
can
într-o
upload
postare
your
mai
own,
multe
or you can
imagini sau
create
chiar
from
și un
scratch, which
video,
also brings you to the
sau puteți
editor.
crea
So
propria
there's a
imagine.
lot of ways that you can
Deci o
highlight the
mulțime
different
de
doTERRA
căi
content.
prin care
And
puteți
then
evidențiați
scheduling.
conținut
Let's
doTERRA.
briefly walk
Iar de
through the
aici
scheduling aspects.
merg
You
programările.
have
Haideți să vedem
schedule,
încă o
which
dată.
schedules for a specific date and time
Puneți
of your
exact
choosing. You
ziua
can
și
choose whether this repeats or
ora
not.
când doriți.
Then
Puteți să
you
dați
have
să fie
publish
și o
now,
postare
which publishes
repetată.
it
Puteți să
immediately upon
dați
clicking this.
publicare acum
You have add to time slots, which
sau
adds this to the
să o
next available
adăugați
time
la
slot in your calendar. So this goes
ca
back to
lupul
what
liber
we're
cel
talking
mai
about
apropiat.
before here with
Da,
the time slots
calendar.
and all of that. So then from here,
Iar de aici,
can click this as well, so you can see the content that we created.
Hey,
conținutul
Miguel.
pe care
Yeah.
l-am creat.
Hey, would you mind changing the navigation back to English if that's okay?
Of course.
Dacă pot să schimb navigarea
Sorry
din
about
nou în
that,
engleză,
everybody.
dacă se poate.
Great, thank you.
All right, we are back.
Ne întoarcem la calendar.
So within the platform,
Din
the
platformă
scheduling is done here as well. You can
fac
create posts
planificarea.
almost virtually from everywhere in the
Pot să
platform.
postez
So that's
oriunde
that
doresc.
scheduling component. So the way the content is broken down, it's the
Modul în
content
care
first, whether you
conținutul,
create
deci
your
prima
own,
dată
upload
facem
your own, or
conținutul,
utilize the library.
îl
Then it's
creăm,
the
îl
scheduling
încărcăm
component,
sau ne
where you
folosim
can
de ce găsim pe
schedule
platformă,
as
apoi
immediately into the
programăm
future as many times as you
imediat
want.
sau cât de
in the
departe dorim în
platform,
viitor.
then the analytics.
Apoi avem datele
Unfortunately, mine
analitice.
is zeros across the board
Aici,
because I'm in a
da,
complete demo
0 pentru că
environment and I
sunt
do not
într-o
have social
variantă
media
demo,
followers on any of these
unde nu am,
accounts because
da,
this is purely just
urmăritori pe
for
pagină,
demonstration purposes.
folosesc
But
doar
as you
pentru
come in here, you can
demonstrații.
see
Dar pe
how your
măsură
social followers are
ce
growing,
postați
what your
conținut,
engagement
o să
is, and
vedeți
so on.
ce
And if you
engagement
have
ați obținut,
questions on
câți
what
oameni
any
au
of this
urmărit.
means,
Și
you
dacă
can
aveți întrebări
hover
despre
over it,
ce
and we do
înseamnă,
have
vă
some
arată,
really great
da, explicațiile la
definitions of
fiecare
everything in layman's terms,
categorie.
so to speak. So that's the full circle of the platform itself.
Acesta este
But
întregul
before
ciclu al
we
platformei,
close out, we
dar înainte
had
de
to
a
spend some
închide,
time
vreau
dedicated
să
to
ne
doTERRA Social,
petrecem
the
puțin
app.
timp și pe
So
aplicația
switch
doTERRA
to
Social
my
pentru
phone.
mobil. O să schimb să vedeți ecranul
And we can
telefonului
dive directly into the platform.
și mergem direct pe această aplicație.
I'm sorry, I believe I'm restricted from sharing the phone at this time. So what we'll do is we'll record a separate
O să nu am posibilitatea
training
acum,
that I will
dar
upload to
o
the
să
landing page
înregistrăm
to make sure
un
that everyone is
training
able to see the
și
mobile
o să-l
app.
postăm
But we do
ulterior
have a
în
mobile
așa fel
app. It
încât
is
să
available for
vedeți
Android and
mai târziu.
iOS devices.
Funcționează și pe
And we
Android și pe
are
iPhone
constantly updating it
și
as
îl
well. So
updatăm
we'll be
tot
able to make
timpul.
sure that you are utilizing this to the absolute fullest and on the go. So as you can see by today's webinar, we've
Așa
done
cum
quite a lot
vedeți,
to the
astăzi am
platform since we've
pregătit
launched,
foarte multe pe
especially when it comes to
platformă,
adding European content. And
în
even
special
today
conținut
on the
pentru
webinar,
piața
we have our
europeană
entire support team
și
here to
azi în
help and
webinar
chat
avem
in
toată echipa
Spanish,
de
German,
suport
English,
care să vă
Russian,
răspundă
etc. So,
în toate
and that
limbile,
is the Promo Republic
engleză,
team. So if you have
germană,
any
spaniolă,
questions at all, you can
rusă.
always
Dacă
contact
aveți
us. And we'll
întrebări, ne
be
puteți
happy to help
contacta și
through our
suntem
chat. And
bucuroși să
you
vă
may have seen this
răspundem
in the
în chat.
platform here.
Găsiți
Ready to
butonul de chat
go,
și pe
and our team is
platformă.
always happy to assist. Also, if you
Echipa vă
prefer to
asistă
get
tot
help on
timpul.
your own, not a
Dacă
problem at all.
doriți să
You can
căutați
just click
ajutor
on
de unde
help or
singur,
search for
nicio
articles,
problemă.
and we have
Avem
all of this written
tabul
and recorded
acesta
on
cu
how to get
răspunsuri
started.
la întrebări
So that is a really
și un
helpful
training
tip
despre
as
cum
well.
să
And then we
porniți.
also have a lot of resources for
Și avem
you.
de asemenea
So we
foarte multe
have
resurse
all of
pentru voi.
these that we want you to save, bookmark, and so on.
Dacă
And I'll
doriți
put
să le
this in the chat for
salvați, le
everyone.
pun și în
So
chat
this
pentru
is
toată lumea.
where doTERRA Social lives.
Aici
If you have
loc 3 noi,
technical problems,
Social doTERRA,
questions,
pentru
need help
probleme
with
tehnice
the actual
și
platform of doTERRA
suport.
Social, you can check
Puteți trimite
doTERRA@promorepublic.com
mail
or
la
again contact us via chat. And our
doTERRA@promorepublic.com.
landing page,
Apoi
we
avem
have evolved that into a
pagina
really great
de web,
resource center, and that is
sunt de asemenea foarte multe resurse
get.promorepublic.com/doTERRA available in English
în
and in
engleză și în
German.
germană.
And all of the webinars that we have will
Și
populate here.
toate
We will have
webinariile pe
the
care le
recordings
facem,
of this all
toate
saved here.
înregistrările vor
So we
merge
recommend
aici.
bookmarking this as well, so you're able
De
to
asemenea,
always get the latest
țineți minte și
information
acest
from the
site.
doTERRA Social team for the European market. So we're really excited to
Totul
have this
pregătit
available.
pentru piața
And then
europeană.
we do have our Facebook community.
Și
So
apoi
that
avem
is
o
just simply
comunitate
search
pe
doTERRA
Facebook.
Social in the Facebook community,
E
and you can join
suficient să
a
căutați
team of
pe
thousands of
Facebook și
wellness
o să
advocates
găsiți
asking
grupul doTERRA
questions
Social,
on social.
unde
So
mii de
with that, I
consultanți
did want to
interacționează.
open it up and
Aș vrea
invite
să
Alex and Ines back
întreb,
in so we can answer
să
some of
intrăm în
the tough questions that we've
întrebările
seen come through
voastre
the
cu Alex
platform.
și cu
Hey Raquel,
Ines.
do you mind showing the pricing tab? So because we
Vrei
have a lot of
să
people
ne arăți
asking.
și pagina cu
Of course,
prețurile,
what a great
prețurile
question. So, as
abonamentelor, toată lumea
mentioned,
ne întreabă.
the doTERRA
Așa cum
Social
am menționat,
is free
doTERRA
for 2
Social
weeks upon your
este
sign up.
gratuit
And then after
pentru o
that,
perioadă de
this
14
is
zile.
the pricing
Apoi,
plans that we
aici
have
aveți
available for everyone. And this
abonamentele,
is
tipurile de
per
abonament.
year.
Și
So
sunt
doTERRA Social
pe
is quite
an.
literally pennies per day.
Deci
And this
câțiva
is the difference
cenți pe
of
zi.
really social media
Și
channels is the only
aici,
difference
da,
between
vedeți
this.
diferențele
So
în
if
funcție de
I'm
canalele media pe
new
care
and I'm just
postați.
starting out on
Dacă sunt la
social,
început,
that's not
de-abia
a
pe
problem.
social
You
media,
start off with 2 social
puteți
pages.
începe
And
cu
if I just pop
două
into my calendar
profiluri,
quickly,
da?
let's say I just have Facebook and
Să zicem că am
Instagram
doar
connected,
Facebook și
those count as
Instagram.
2. So since I also have two Pinterest boards here, this is a total of 4 pages. So going back to pricing, you can see that would put me in this pro category at 31 per year because I have 4 socials. Then you can have 6 or 15 socials depending on where you are in your doTERRA social journey, whether you have a lot of Facebook groups that you're managing and want to connect, whether you have a lot of Pinterest boards, all of that is different. But the important thing to note is the plan is the same in terms of feature set. So everything I showed you today, as well as the mobile app, which we'll highlight at another time, is all available to you when you select your plan. I hope that answers your questions.
Sper că asta v-a răspuns la întrebarea legată de prețuri.
For existing members, how easy is it for them to upgrade their accounts if they're already signed up?
Great question. So if you are already signed up and you want to switch, let's say I start on the starter because I'm conservative, but I'm loving it, I'm developing in my doTERRA journey, I can move up to, let's say, 6 or even 15. Not a problem. We recommend contacting us directly to ensure you're not double billed. So that would be going to the doTERRA@PremierRepublic.com email address, which is right here. You can take a screenshot of this, or again, I put this in the chat for everyone. And that's the best way to sign up or to upgrade your plan.
Thanks, Raquel. And we had some great questions coming through. Another question is, as you know, a lot of our wellness advocates operate in teams and like to share their access to various platforms across their teams. Is there any way that they can do that with doTERRA Social, or will they all need to sign in with their authenticated individual logins?
E posibil asta cu doTERRA Social? Mai multe persoane să se logheze cu același
everyone on the platform will need to have a login, and that is again through the doTERRA Social ID. However, you'll also notice that they're teammates. So you can have up to 2 other people assisting because it's 3 people total per account. So this is really helpful if maybe you are a leader and you have an assistant helping you on social, maybe your husband and wife team, whatever that may be, you can have up to 2 people in the platform as well.
Fantastic. And is that through sharing login details, or do they configure and allow access to other members once signed into the platform?
Great question. So once you have your own account, what you're able to do is go to the settings, scroll down, and you can right here invite other people into the platform. So I have Roxana as my teammate, so you can give them specific privileges within that as well.
Great, thanks, Raquel.
Abilități de a lucra pe platformă.
We've had a question around the mobile apps.
Mai vin întrebări despre aplicația de mobil.
On the current state of the iOS version versus the Android version via the Google Play Store.
Absolutely. So as mentioned, we're working very hard on always improving our products, and our mobile app is completely night and day where it is now to where it was previously. And so we have the iOS fully available, and I'm so sorry I couldn't show it today, guys. It was restricted by Zoom. But that is you can schedule there, you can connect your social media pages, you can filter through the library, so fully utilize it as you do on the desktop, except on the go. And then there are a few differences in our update stages between Android and iOS. So on the Android device, the filtering, the content library is in progress. Editing previously scheduled content is in progress. Once like a quick hack between creating content and then going back into the asset manager, we're updating that as well. And then your compliance, which is a massive part of the platform, which I completely forgot to highlight, so this completely brings it full circle. That is all here. So with that said, the Android, even though it's a few slight paces behind iOS, is going to be brought up to par and beyond very, very shortly. Our team is working very hard on that. But quickly to highlight what I mean by compliance, which is again live in mobile, is we do have a compliance catcher here. So if I'm ever typing a red list word,
de exemplu, dacă are legătură cu partea aceasta de mesaje compliante, dacă trec aici un cuvânt care nu trebuie folosit, de exemplu, uleiul vindecă, ne apare cu roșu, da? Și știm că trebuie să-l schimbăm. Să zicem că un COVID, da, e un cuvânt nu de trecut. Deja vedem că îl avem cu roșu și nu-l putem folosi.
Which is associated with the disease claim, and it brings you directly to doTERRA's compliance policy and instructs you to override this. Or to review this as well. So compliance is a massive piece of the platform, just as a safety net more than anything. And that is available both on desktop and mobile.
Acest filtru funcționează și pe laptop și pe aplicația mobilă.
And we have more of a technical question here from Danny, which I'll just read if that's okay.
Sure.
I have different email addresses used for my doTERRA login.
Am mai multe adrese de mail
I've tried connecting, but it says I have no Insta accounts to add. But it's because
biroul meu virtual doTERRA și canalele de social media.
Great question. So for anything specific to your personal account, we recommend reaching out immediately to our support team, and they'll assist. And that's because obviously we don't want you sharing your emails on a live webinar in front of,
da, poate nu vrei să împărtășești aici adresele tale de mail. Suntem 476 de oameni acum.
Is helpful there is Instagram Business has a lot of restrictions just in the nature of how that's set up. So if you can't connect it, typically that's because maybe the Instagram Business page is not set up to or connected to a business page. Maybe it's in a creator mode versus business mode. So there's a lot of nuances that
sunt o mulțime de probleme care pot să apară cu conectarea pentru Instagram.
Does not play a role whatsoever in that.
Asta nu influențează cu nimic, nu e o problemă.
doTERRA email, which is different than everything. So that is not a problem because you're going off of the connection of your account, not to doTERRA specifically.
Pentru că te loghezi cu conturile tale de social media, nu te loghezi pe platforma doTERRA.
Just to cover the use on fonts, we had a question regarding one of our members trying to use their own fonts. They associate with their own branding, but they're not able to use that font. Could you just cover that area for us, please?
Yeah. So at this time, you cannot upload your own fonts.
Nu poți să-ți încarci propriile
fonturi. We are planning a massive update to our graphics editor and capabilities later this quarter. So while you're on your doTERRA journey with us on doTERRA Social, you'll notice a lot of updates because we take pride in listening to your feedback and making these changes. So just because it's not right now doesn't mean it's not going to happen in a few months.
Dacă nu avem acum posibilitatea să vă încărcați propriile fonturi, nu înseamnă că asta nu va fi posibil în câteva luni.
Thank you, Raquel.
Mulțumesc, Raquel.
And we've had one question regarding WhatsApp. Would you be able just to demonstrate again how you can still share content via the various platforms through the share tool?
Yes, so unfortunately, again, I'm unable to share my phone, which is really heartbreaking, but it's really easy to share not only to WhatsApp, to Telegram, to Messenger, to whatever app you work in and operate your business in. All you have to do is go to the doTERRA Social mobile app and click share, and then we will highlight that. And as mentioned, we're going to record a part 2 to this where we can have the mobile overview and share that and put that on the landing page so you can see all the really great ways not only can you share to the top 6 socials that we support, but the socials beyond.
Funcționa și din aplicația de mobil. Mulțumesc.
And then could you just quickly go through the various team member levels that you can add and the level of access that they have?
Membrii echipei pe care poți adăuga și ce nivel de acces au ei.
To go into that is actually to go into the help center and learn about
de ajutor și de acolo poți să înveți.
Small nuances between each member level. So what we can do is just quickly go here and see it.
vedem exact ce înseamnă un client, un membru și un administrator. Da, fiecare ce roluri are. De exemplu, dacă avem un client, acesta are cele mai multe restricții. Nu vrem să le dăm acces să facă schimbări, să modifice setările. Dar putem adăuga membri sau admini.
Thank you. Ines, any questions raised from your side that you'd like to cover?
Dacă vreți să puneți alte întrebări.
Just trying to answer questions here on the chat. No, I think it was a good overview. I think
am avut așa o prezentare foarte bună. Avem cu toate acestea câteva întrebări.
As Raquel said, the customer service is ready to help, and also
avem echipa de suport care
should
ne
be able to
ajută,
help you as
la
well.
fel și
As we said in the beginning, we have launched at the moment the platform.
Lansat ieri platforma
in German due to the demands, but if there's more demand for other markets, we look into it.
Avem în engleză și germană, dacă avem cereri din mai multe țări, o să lucrăm și la asta, pentru că vrem să ajungem la cât mai mulți oameni pe cât posibil. Dacă sunteți într-o piață unde există cerere, faceți-ne cunoscut asta sau vorbiți cu account managerii voștri și dacă vedeți că oamenii din echipa voastră își doresc și ei, să ne aduceți la cunoștință și o să lucrăm. E doar un început acum.
But yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you, Alex.
Din partea mea atât am avut de completat.
Thanks, Ines. And did you just want to reiterate for the group the languages the navigation is already available in?
Navigarea în mai multe limbi e disponibilă, așa-i?
Again, you go to your settings.
Da, mergeți la setări.
And you can see
și de aici vedeți toate limbile pe care le avem momentan instalate.
So German, English,
Germania,
Spanish, French,
engleză,
Italian,
spaniolă,
Russian,
franceză,
and
italiană, rusă și ucraineană.
And just in case anyone was wondering, if you're in
de exemplu, dacă sunteți în Rusia sau și lucrați în
which are the top social media channels there, we do support those as
Anglia,
well. So when you change and connect your pages, that would automatically populate.
Și dacă sunteți în Rusia, în toate fostele țări sovietice, puteți posta.
Again, I know it will be helpful for the group. We've had some great questions come through, and naturally a lot of requests for the suggested copy that you've seen that we currently provide in English and German. We will definitely be looking in the future to accommodate. I'm seeing Romanian,
deocamdată este în engleză și germană, dar o să fie și alte limbi, de exemplu în română e foarte cerut.
Will really help for those of you that do feel comfortable in English and to utilize the editor tools to translate those posts into your localized language.
Engleză, le traduceți în română până când noi lucrăm și vă asigur că o să vă bucurați de conținut și de ceea ce vă oferim pe platformă. Pe viitor o să apară tot felul de alte instrumente. Vă mulțumesc, Raquel și Ines,
and our team at doTERRA Europe. It's really appreciated. But
și
more
tuturor
importantly,
celor
thank you
din
to
doTERRA
everyone that's
Europe.
attended.
Dar
we really
cel mai
hope
mult
that
vă
this helps you
mulțumim
to
tuturor celor
continue to
care ați
build your businesses.
participat
And
și
please
vrem să vă ajutăm
continue
să
to
vă
give your
construiți
feedback. And on that note,
afacerea
Raquel,
și voi
if
continuați să
anyone
ne
still has
dați
immediate
feedback.
questions that they need to ask, what's the best way to go about doing that?
Yes, so please contact us directly via the chat on the platform in your account. Again, that's in the bottom right-hand corner here. Or you can email us directly at doTERRA@promorepublic.com. And again, all of our information is in the chat box on Zoom. So feel free to contact us directly.
Așa că simțiți-vă liber să ne contactați oricând. Acest webinar va fi disponibil și pe canalul doTERRA de pe YouTube. Așa că dacă îl distribuiți de acolo, vă mulțumim. Vă mulțumim, să aveți o seară minunată în Europa și ne vedem în curând.